Welcome to Prep Talk, your new favorite sports podcast. We prepare food for every meal and every matchup. I'm your host, Chef Seymour, serving up hot plates and even hotter takes from the field, the court, and the diamond. Let's get into it and let's cook. And on today's episode, again, if you didn't watch last episode, the episodes in the future will be looking a little bit different as I'm more in the studio format. Because I'm unable to use my kitchen at the moment because I have my grandma staying with me and she will be in the background of some videos and I just want to give her privacy. All right. But in today's video, I will be going over week 2 of the NFL as well as week 3 of the college football season. And I'll briefly go over some games from last week for football. I'm trying to make today a little quick episode, you know what I'm saying? I'll just get as much as I can out today, and so I get a good video. So as I'm recording this video, Thursday Night Football is going on, and right now the Packers are on top with a score of 14-3 over the Commanders. And in this game, the Packers are just in full control, just dominating. They're at home in Lambeau Field. I don't know this to be true, but I believe Lambeau Field is probably one of the toughest environments to play as a visiting team, so it's showing here. So the home field advantage is showing for the Packers. The Packers are continuing this dominant performance that we saw in last week, in week 1, against the Lions. And Jordan Love leading the game in passing yards with 214, 13 of 18 with the pass attempts and 1 touchdown. Josh Jacobs, always doing Josh Jacobs things. You know, Josh Jacobs, again, he might give you some crazy stat lines of a run, but Josh Jacobs, when the Packers are within 5 yards, I believe they're going to give Josh Jacobs the ball. Sorry. So right now, Josh Jacobs is leading the game so far with 42 rushing yards to 12 carries and a touchdown. And Tucker Kraft, I'm telling you right now, Tucker Kraft is one of Jordan Love's top options, and it shows. Because Tucker Kraft is leading the game with 89 receiving yards to 3 receptions. Because I believe he had a big play that opened up a Packers scoring drive. So, Jordan Love, trust him. Hey, Jordan Love, trust him. We love to see it from Tucker Kraft. But anyway, the Commanders so far are struggling in this game. Can't seem to get anything going offensively. This defense, again, I more so want to talk about this defense. We could potentially see the Packers having the top 5 defense in the NFL. They can keep this up because they stopped a premier team. The Lions held them. If we really want to catch that count that touchdown that Isaac Tesla had, by the way, great catch by Isaac Tesla. But if we really want to count that touchdown, if we really don't, they really held the Lions to 6 points in a dominant win. And right now they're holding the Commanders, who a lot of people predicted would be a top premier team and a top premier offense behind Jaden Daniels, who again just continues to shine. I believe this is year 3. Is this year 3 for Daniels? No, this is year 2. I'm sorry, this is year 2. I am completely lost. This is year 2. Jaden Daniels continues to shine. So many people thought that the Commanders would be carried by the success of Jaden Daniels. And right now, the Packers defense is shutting down this Commanders offense. So as this game continues to progress, I think we can see the Green Bay Packers pull out a win at home. Really another statement win, taking the lead by notice that, hey, we're a contender and when you play us, you need to prepare seriously. I'm not saying that the Green Bay Packers are Super Bowl ready, because there's a lot of things that they're missing on their roster to potentially be a Super Bowl contender. They're missing another wide receiver piece. I know they just drafted Matthew Golden. And in my opinion, the Packers are the NFL equivalent to the Pacers. I mean, Jordan Love is like the Tyrese Halliburton. He's a superstar, not really by default. But yeah, he's a superstar of the team. But they just have a bunch of role players, not really average players, but just a bunch of above average players who do their job, and it's obviously working right now. So I feel like if the Packers were able to pull off a crazy move at the deadline and somehow get a premier wide receiver to pair with guys like Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, and a lot of the other receivers they have in this receiver room, the Packers can really make some noise. Moving on to some more games. I'm going to get into some quick predictions right here. The Rams against the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to give the Rams. They had a really good game, although the final score doesn't say so. The Rams actually had a really good game, in my opinion. Oh, did my mic die? I think it did. Oh, well. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, well, like I said, don't let the score from last week fool you. The Rams, they played some really good football and ended up closing out in the end, and that's really what it's about. Yeah, blowing out teams is nice, but it's all about how you can finish and fight for all 4 quarters. It's not about the first 12 but the first 48, as they say in football. And the Rams played great for the whole 48 minutes of that game. It wasn't really 48 minutes, but if you get it, you get it. But moving on, I'm going to have the Rams in this game. Jacksonville at Cincinnati. This could potentially be a good game. We can see Travis Hunter, guys like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Could T. Higgins and Jamar Chase get back on track, as they didn't have the best game last week against the Browns? But I'm going to give this game to the Bengals. I think they get a win at home. So give me the Bengals, the Browns, and the Ravens. To backtrack on the Ravens, I mean, what a game we got from them and the Bills on Sunday night. Unfortunately, my Ravens, they just couldn't play they just couldn't finish the game. But nonetheless, we really got a good game last week. And I think the Ravens come out in this game against a division rival. Look to get back on track with, I'm not even going to say an easy win. They just look to get back on track with the win to get them back to the standard of Baltimore football. Because again, they were making great plays. They just got to finish. The defense has to tighten up. Everybody overall, it's a team effort. The team just has to tighten up on the little things. I promise you, Baltimore will be back on track, and they will be the Super Bowl contender that many people thought they could be. Buffalo and the Jets, this has potential to be a really good game if we can have the Jets repeat the same performance they had against the Steelers, and if the Bills can carry this hot streak that they've been having. So I'm going to give this game to the Bills to pick up a division win. Another division matchup, we have New England versus Miami, gave me New England. San Francisco at New Orleans gave me San Fran. New York at Dallas, kind of even matchup, but gave me Dallas. Chicago at Detroit, give me Detroit. Seattle at Pittsburgh, give me Pittsburgh, as much as it pains me to say that. Denver at Indiana, give me Denver. Carolina at Arizona, give me Carolina. And then for this Eagles and Chiefs game, again, this is a rematch of the last Super Bowl we've previously just seen. And the Eagles are going to Arrowhead. Not the nicest place, not the nicest environment to play the game. But nonetheless, the Eagles going into the Chiefs' house as the defending champs. Could we see the Eagles continue the Super Bowl dominance and have the Chiefs start off the year 0-2? I mean, for football fans, that would be great. I mean, I'm predicting this will be a really good game because we got 2 powerhouse teams like the Chiefs and the Eagles just collide like we did in the Super Bowl. I heard it was really a blowout. But I believe we're going to see some good football from the Eagles and Chiefs. So with that being said, give me the Eagles to win this game. And for our Sunday night game, we have the Falcons against the Vikings. Now, on paper, this doesn't look like a good matchup, but I promise you, this is going to be a good game. The Falcons, they just scratched the surface of being a really good team last game against the Bucs. I think Michael Penix, I think he can finally do it. I don't know if he has a career win, but if not, I think he picks up his first career win against a team like the Vikings. Like I read the Vikings defense, they showed out and balled out and helped their team win the game this past Monday against the Bears. But I think something just clicks for this Atlanta Falcons team. They're going to go in to the Vikings' house and just steal a win on the road. And then Monday night's game, we have actually 2, Tampa Bay and Houston, and then Las Vegas and the Chargers. Give me Tampa Bay over Houston. And then for this last game, we have 2 division rivals, both 1-0. Both quarterbacks who are kind of at the top of the game so far at the beginning of the season. But again, it's a divisional matchup. You're in Vegas. You always want to get wins within your division to potentially win the division. But with that being said, give me the Raiders to beat the Chargers. I may live to regret that, but I have a strong feeling about the Raiders. I'm sorry, let me take a drink. Still dealing with a little bit of a cold, so bear with me. And looking at this week 3 for college football, first game that we're going to cover is Wisconsin and Alabama. Wisconsin is coming into this game, coming in as they're traveling to Alabama, 2-0. Alabama 1-1, ranked 19th. I think this is a really big game for Bama because if Wisconsin beats them, I think Wisconsin goes on to be ranked. If you go 3-0 and beat a ranked team at home like Alabama, you're going to be ranked. So this is a must-win game for Alabama. I think Alabama does enough to handle business. I don't know if Ryan Williams will be back at all for this game, but that doesn't really matter because last week we saw guys like Lassie Brooks, who although he didn't get much playing time, he showed some flashes. He's just an overall twitchy player, pretty hard to tackle. And I believe if the Crimson Tide just allow Brooks to get more looks, we could see him go off this game. Looking at the injury report, if there is one, let's see, is Ryan Williams healthy this game? Is Ryan Williams healthy? Ryan Williams is expected to play, so hey, Alabama gets their leading receiver back. Ty Simpson looked great, although it was against UL Monroe. He showed some flashes. Matter of fact, all the quarterbacks showed some flashes because they blew them out. So that means all the quarterbacks got to play. But nonetheless, Bama needs to win this game. This is a must-win game because if they drop a game to a team like Wisconsin, who is not even in the same, they're not even on the same tier level. If they drop a game at home to a team like Wisconsin, it's not looking good. I know it's week 3 now. They have a little bit of time to turn around, but you can't afford to drop games like this. So give me Alabama to win by 2 scores. I think it's going to be a very good offensive day for the Crimson Tide. Now we have an ACC matchup. We have the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets against the Clemson Tigers. Clemson, they almost lost that game to Troy. They had me on the edge of my seat. I was worried about my goat, P. Klubnik. But nonetheless, this will be a really good game to watch at the top of the hour to kick off the day for college football. Again, it's a conference rivalry. You have the 2-0 Yellow Jackets against the 1-1 12th-ranked Clemson Tigers. You got Haynes King, Cade Klubnik, quarterback duel. This is going to be an absolute shootout of a game. I believe both teams are gonna trade blows, but it's gonna come down to the 4th quarter and the team who can just execute the most on both sides of the ball. So with that being said, give me Clemson. Or do I want the upset? Let me think. Oh, it isn't Haynes King. I'm sorry. What happened to Haynes King? Is he not starting? Hold up. Let me, Haynes King. Is he not starting? Oh, I think he is. Okay, he'll be playing this game. I think this may be his season debut, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, never mind. He's played. He was just out for this last game. But nonetheless, I'm really kind of at a toss-up. Depending on how this game goes, I won't be upset. Depending on how this game goes. This is hard. This is a really hard decision. Screw it. Give me Georgia Tech. Let's go to our first upset of the day right there. Let's see, what other games do we have this week? We got Georgia at Tennessee. Give me Georgia. This is an SEC rivalry right here. it would be a great way for Georgia to pick up a conference win against a team like Tennessee. The odds say Georgia won't win this game, but I think they will. I promise you, Georgia has constructed this roster to win big games just like this. They're going to go into Rocky Top and take a game away from the Volunteers. Gunnar Stockton and his offense are going to be clicking on all levels. And this Georgia defense is going to get at the Joey Aguilar company. So give me Georgia by 2 scores. Yes, Georgia by 2 scores, or maybe even less than that. But nonetheless, I have Georgia winning this game. Next game, you must watch USF. Them USF Bulls. I keep telling y'all, I should have took them last week. Number 18th ranked, South Florida against Miami in Miami. They're going to the U at Hard Rock. Many people don't think USF has the capability to beat yet again another ranked team. And as much as I want to give this win to them, I got to give it to Miami. I just think Miami is just light years ahead of South Florida. I think South Florida is going to put some pressure on Miami. They're gonna have at times in this game they're gonna have their foot on the necks of the Hurricanes, but the Hurricanes are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to bounce back and end up winning this game. So give me Miami in a game that we will never forget. But if USF pulls this off, I would even be disappointed. Another game you got to look at, another SEC rival. A win like this would be huge for the Razorbacks. Coming into this game, Taylor Green, he's having quite a season so far. He's 41 for 57 with 10 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Not to mention, he, as much as he can do it with his arm, he can run it with his legs. I mean, Austin Simmons, I'm taking Taylor Green over Austin Simmons, but if you really look at his quarterbacks, they kind of match up, but I'm taking a way slight edge to Taylor Green. But this game, I believe this will be a good game. This is at Val Hemingway Stadium in Oxford. So if the Razorbacks can go ahead and seal the game on the road, it'll be huge. So my prediction for this game, drum roll please. Give me Arkansas. Woo Pig Suey. They're going to come in to Oxford to shock the world and beat Ole Miss. Austin Simmons' touchdown to interception ratio is not getting any better, and it might not this game. Why not the Razorbacks to win this game? Another game, an SEC matchup. We got Florida at LSU. I know Florida's record doesn't show it, and I know they just got knocked off after losing to USF, but I think this is going to be a little bit of a bounce-back game for the Gators. They're going to stay in this game a lot with LSU. It's really going to be a neck-to-neck, back-to-back fight battle. They're going into Death Valley. Again, not the greatest place to play if you're the visiting team. So this is going to be a tough environment. DJ Ladway has to clean some things up. He has to lead this offense. Because again, I had him as a potential Heisman candidate. So he's got to do something. Him and the Gators have to do something. If they can get a statement win against the third-ranked team in the whole country, especially a conference opponent, that will be really huge. But looking at it from the LSU just dominated over the last couple of games. Garrett Nussmeier really proved me wrong and shut me up. I wasn't the biggest believer in Garrett Nussmeier, but that doesn't really matter. He's led this offense to victory and success. Caden Durham, I called it. All Caden Durham needed was to get touches, and he was going to shine. So far, Caden Durham has had 30 carries, 2 touchdowns, 103 rushing yards. But again, it's only the beginning of the season. It's games like this that you want to see. You got to turn on your TV and watch this. I mean, both teams, in my opinion, kind of even each other out. It's really an even game, in my opinion. I wouldn't be mad if either team won. I would not be upset about this game. So with that being said, give me LSU to win at home and to just continue building off this great resume of a season that they've had so far to improve to 3-0. I think Florida's going to do enough to stay in this game, but LSU is just going to have a slight edge. I don't know if it's going to be the defense or the offense, but LSU, it's going to be the environment. It's going to be the fanmanship of Death Valley that's going to charge the LSU Tigers to win this game. And the very last game from week 3 that you must watch, Texas A&M at Notre Dame. Notre Dame coming off a bye week after a great game they played against the Miami Hurricanes. Notre Dame ranked 8th, looking to finally get a win. And why not do it against some SEC competition? The Aggies are hot. They're currently 2-0. Marcel Reed, he's turning some heads. And I believe Notre Dame has the defense to neutralize Marcel Reed. As Marcel Reed, his passing resume is looking pretty clean. He's 41 for 62, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. And in the rushing game, 18 carries, 105 yards to 1 touchdown. So Marcel Reed can really do it all. And I believe this Notre Dame Fighting Irish defense is capable of doing it. Now, granted, they kind of got off track in that Miami game, but they were able to make plays at points in the game to keep the Fighting Irish into the game. And I believe, again, they're at home. Home field advantage really plays a factor going into these big games. Notre Dame's fans are going to show out in a game like this because you want to be, now granted, I know the Aggies are ranked lower than them, but you want to get a win like this. Again, this is kind of similar to the Alabama situation. You need to win this game. This is a must-win game. If you want to improve your chances of moving higher in the rankings, if you want to be stronger as a team, you need to win games like these against, I guess, underdogs in a sense. Teams who are undefeated and who are on the verge of becoming great because they become great if they beat you. So again, if the Aggies end up beating Notre Dame, they're just going to keep moving up. But with that being said, give me Notre Dame to finally get their first win of the season at home against some great competition, some SEC competition. The Aggies, not a bad team. A lot of people don't think that the Aggies would be as hot as they are right now, but they are. And unfortunately, they're going to lose at the hands of Notre Dame. Now, briefly, before we end today's episode, I want to talk about my predictions from last week's NFL season. Starting with the Eagles and Cowboys game, I was right with that game. So we're 1-for-1 so far on that game. Moving on to, I believe it was the Chiefs and Chargers game. I gave that game to the Chiefs. And I wasn't even mad that I was wrong because when the Chiefs lose, America wins. You can call me a hater. You can call me weird. Call me whatever you want. But Las Vegas and Justin Herbert, not Las Vegas, Los Angeles, LA, Justin Herbert and company showed what they could be. They showed some potential. So I'll take the L on that pick. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. I believe I had Tampa Bay. Cincinnati at Cleveland. I had Cincinnati, Miami at Indiana. I really don't remember who I had this game. But hey, Daniel Jones, way to make a statement, just a statement of a game with your new team. Could Daniel Jones, can he keep this up? Because great game across the board. I believe he was the best fantasy quarterback if it wasn't for Josh Allen. But can he keep it up? I know it was the Dolphins, but can Daniel Jones keep this up? Because this is why he was the top draft pick once upon a time. The Giants drafted him to do things like this. Las Vegas and New England, I really don't remember who I picked. For that one, I picked Arizona to beat New Orleans. A lot of these games, I don't remember. I can start writing these down. But nonetheless, the game I really want to recap, actually, I kind of briefly did. So let's talk about this Minnesota-Chicago game. I was right about this game, but I was barely right. The Vikings I wouldn't say they barely won because they really won this game in the fourth quarter. And the reason I knew they won this game, because as soon as I saw Caleb Williams get sacked for the first time in the fourth quarter, I just knew the Bears were going to do what the Bears do. They're going to sell this game away, and they did. J.J. McCarthy, I almost forgot the fact that he threw a pick six. The poise and the command that he had in the fourth quarter to lead the Vikings to some game-winning drives, absolutely outstanding. This is why he got drafted to the Vikings. This is exactly why the Vikings picked him, because they saw it in the young head. Okay? They saw this potential in J.J. McCarthy, and for him to do what he did against a division opponent like Chicago, who many people thought with the new addition of head coach Ben Johnson, and the Bears didn't have the bag. They just need to fix some things. I think all the teams, win or lose, every team needs to fix something. The Bears, again, they showed flashes. Their defense, they had second-string guys making plays. I can't remember. I think his name was Nashawn Wright. I could be right, I could be wrong, but nonetheless, the Bears have something to be proud about at the end of the day. They fought. They showed the potential that they can run away with games. They just got to close. They just got to stay consistent. But on the Vikings part, the fight that they had in the fourth quarter is what won this game. Again, J.J. McCarthy led this team to the win, this defense. This is why we saw the Vikings have a top 5 defense, because the pass rush with Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Renard, with a new addition of Javon Hargrave. I'm sorry. But again, the Minnesota Vikings knew they were in a desperate situation. Again, they won this game in the fourth quarter. And ultimately, in the end, we saw the Vikings take the win. So there you have it, folks. A little quicker episode this week, as I just wanted to get something out to you. Because, hey, I upload weekly. Don't forget that. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow on the Instagram. Just make sure you show some love. And if you made it this far to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Even if you didn't, even if you just watched 1 second, I still appreciate you. Hopefully my predictions go right. Hopefully we get some good football this week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you on the next one.